1780 in Tarrytown, New York. The Revolutionary War rages on in its fourth year, seemingly bloodier each passing day. The American army fights not only against the British, but also against the German mercenaries known as Hessians. One in particular struck fear into the hearts of the Americans more than any. Nameless, the feared Hessian captain, a legend in his own time, strolled onto the battlefield, and as he had done so many times before, destroyed all in his path, until one fateful day.
I cry out every morning angrily and without warning. I search for victims of my blame. And if you hear me coming, don't look back, you should be running. Your life is mine to feed my rage. Calling, falling to my mighty blade. At night when you are sleeping, trembling and barely breathing, you'll see what happens to your fate. A field man or a general doesn't matter to a killer. Like me, a man of war and fame. Calling,
He doesn't seem to notice me.
Falling,
If I am clever,
falling to
he will
my
escape from me. I must complete this for my infantry. If my sons and daughters are to live among the free, my sacrifice will be the memory of me as I draw my last breath. Battle me.
I cry out
I must complete this for my infantry.
all of you.
If my sons and daughters are to live among the free,
Next to feel my blade.
my sacrifice will be the memory
How
of me.
dare you stand so bravely, human?
I call on God above.
You have
I call on
no
God above. Save me.
calling,
I must be strong this one more time.
calling,
This is my,
calling,
this is my holy cry.
Death for you is coming. Death for you is coming, coming now, 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 now.
The brave soldier lit the cannon as he died, and the ordnance found its mark and took his head with it. So goes the story of the infamous Hessian captain, who would come to haunt these lands under a different name, the Headless Horseman. At least, that was the legend told by superstitious townfolk around these parts. We arrive now in the year 1810 in the village of Sleepy Hollow, not far from where that battle took place, and where Ichabod Crane has just arrived, along with his servant, Johann.
Johann! Johann!
What is it, Master? Another dream?
No, no, it was him again. This time, it's as if I was there.
Him? The Hessian captain? Master, the Hessians haven't been here for 30 years. It was just a dream.
These are not ordinary dreams, Johann. They feel different, real somehow.
Oh, Master. It's just your nerves again. You simply need more time. It must be some relief that we're no longer in Tarrytown.
I suppose you're right, my friend. I do feel more at ease away from those accusations.
Well, wealthy old widows just seem to love you, sir. Some just don't understand.
Mrs. James wasn't even that old.
Oh, no, not at all. She was a regular spring chicken. She was only 80. Anyway, she had to leave her fortune to someone, and who more noble or deserving than our honorable headmaster?
Johann, is it true what they say about this place? That in Sleepy Hollow you can sometimes see things? People from the past?
Master, you're letting your superstitious nature get the best of you. There's no such thing as ghosts.
Yes. I suppose you're right, my friend. Good night.
Yes, do get some rest, sir. Word around town is that the headmistress eagerly waits your arrival.
The next day would be a memorable one at the Sleepy Hollow schoolhouse. Mrs. Tucker had been the headmistress of the school for many years, and she was more than ready to retire.
Thank you, class. I believe we were discussing the effectiveness of various elixirs, ointments, and other items one can procure from a traveling apothecary. In fact, just the other day, where was I? Oh, yes. Wonderful! I realize this is the end of the day, but I have an important announcement. It is with just a smidgen of sadness, a dollop of dourness, a ravine of great relief, that I introduce you to my replacement, Master Crane.
Mrs. Tucker, you're leaving us? Why?
Well, I've been doing this a very, very long time, and it's only due to the goodly grace of God himself that I haven't strung up and strangled any of you up to this point, and for that, I believe we are all grateful. Especially you, James. Now, without further dawdling or delay, allow me to go in peace. Be good for Master Crane. And please, don't try to find me.
Yes, very well. As Mrs. Tucker so eloquently stated, I'm Master Crane, which you may call me, or Mr. Crane if you so prefer. Now, let's see what you all know about mathematics. Yes.
Master Crane, do you enjoy the occasional drink, sir? Perhaps more than occasional.
Young lady, that is hardly an appropriate question. Yes.
Are you married, sir? Because my mother is looking for a good catch. Are you a good catch, Master Crane?
All right, now, let's stick to the lesson at hand.
Master Crane, do you enjoy caning your students, sir?
Where did you get those pants? I most admire them, sir.
Master Crane, where do babies come from?
Enough with the questions. Now, it's our first day together, so just this once, you may ask me anything you like. What should I do? They'll keep on going till their faces turn blue. I'll have to tell them things that may or not be true. If they ask me certain questions, what should I say?
We're sad.
Should I tell them north and south are this and that way?
Let's be
If
bad.
they ask me why it is I traveled this way,
He'll be mad.
I cannot answer all their questions. What should I do? Should I stick to simple things like 1 and 1 make 2? Or that I'm so inspired by the things that they do, I cannot answer all their questions. Darlings, please.
Dear Master Crane, you keep avoiding us. I think it's a shame.
With Mrs. Tucker gone, it won't be the same. Could you answer all our questions?
Yes, I'm merely thinking of the best way to answer you.
What about your past? Do you want to settle down or hit the road fast?
Or who you claim to be, please answer what we've asked.
We deserve an answer to our questions.
Yes, you'll get an answer. For goodness sake, just give me a
Will
chance.
it be alright? What about the ghosts that cry out in the woods at night?
Ghosts?
Are you brave or will they give you some kind of fright? Could you please answer all these questions?
Just one moment, let's begin. one moment. Please, pretty please, let me think about it. I don't want to seem like a heel or someone who's frightened. They must not find out why I'm here or why I can't sleep at night or what I've done in my past. I need some way to hide it. What should I do? What should I tell them? Maybe I'll lie. Maybe I'll lie. Don't you know my name? I've traveled this wide world, acquired lots of fame. For a lion and a bear did a dance to make it rain. Does that answer all your questions? Huh? Where I taught last? Why every county of this region so vast? Just go and ask the kids, we all had a blast. I'm sure that answers all their questions. Will I be alright? Folks should watch themselves, I'll give them a fight.
That's right.
They'll learn their lesson and scurry out of sight. And the answers for their questions.
Dear Master Crane, we were wrong. You didn't seem so strong and braver than a lion king, or that like a starling you could sing. We were wrong. We were wrong. We were wrong.
Oh, ladies, please enter.
So this is Mr. Crane. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
No, madam. The pleasure is all mine.
Master Crane, how was my little James today?
Oh, yes. Oh, wonderful.
Master Crane, is it true that you once saved a sweet, innocent little girl from a ferocious grizzly bear?
Why, yes, but it was nothing. Just going the extra mile for one of my students. I would, of course, do the same for any one of your precious darlings.
Master Crane, would you do us the honor of accepting us into your home this evening? It is a long-standing tradition.
There'll be singing, dance, poetry, all sorts of entertainment provided by us. We would be honored to welcome our new learned headmaster.
Well, madams, I would be delighted.
Ring, ring.
Well done, my friend.
Oh, it was nothing, Master. Just the usual exaggerations.
What did you tell them this time?
If I may say so, an epic telling of your battle with the Terrytown Bandits, where you defeated them with sheer will alone.
Excellent. Now, who is our target here?
One Katrina Van Tassel. She is the sole heir to Baldus Van Tassel, the wealthiest landowner in the county. Better yet, the poor thing lost her mother as a young girl.
Ah, a wonderful recipe for insecurity. What's my angle?
Singing lessons, sir. You're set to meet her tonight.
Good. No woman in the world can resist my singing voice.
Yes, that's true, Master. But there's a bit of a problem. She's young and beautiful.
I'm used to seducing older, more mature women.
Yes, and there's the issue with the village blacksmith. Word around town is that he has an eye for Katrina. He'll make quite the adversary.
The only hope I have against the blacksmith is in a singing competition, and that'll never happen. He must have a weakness, and we'll have to find it. And his name is?
Brom Bones.
Brom Bones.
Brom Bones.
We go now to the village square, where Brom Bones goes about his daily routine, watched carefully by several admirers.
Who is this man? I swear he can move a mountain. I can't say enough about him. Bravo. He's the one who will get you out of trouble. He'll be there on the double. Bravo. He'll be the one that I'll report to Papa.
not simply see us? Do we smell like rotten cheeses? We
Why
must.
do they speak as if I cannot hear them? They must know my heart is taken by a golden-haired angel. She's my world.
He's like nothing we've ever seen.
What about us?
Brave, just and true, he's most adored.
I guess we'll just be ignored.
Why can't they hear me when I say so clearly Katrina's the one I adore?
What else can we do? We practically throw ourselves right at him.
He doesn't pay attention to them. How
Am I
sad.
even here? Am I even here? Am I even here? Does he see us here?
Yes, I see you there.
Yes, he sees you there. Yes, he sees you there, and he doesn't care.
It's the same old story. Katrina gets all the glory. It's the same old story. Will always be.
It's the same old story. Brom gets all the glory, but we still adore him anyway.
Why do we bother to struggle? Is it worth the trouble? Destined couldn't want it any other
They'll
way.
never learn their lesson. We'll just keep on pressing. Someday they will give in to our charms.
No, we won't.
Yes, they will.
No, we won't.
Yes, they will.
Leave us alone.
They only want one for their own.
And his name is Rumbles. And his name is Rumbles.
Bones, you're the strongest man in the county.
And the bravest.
Well, I think he's the bravest, strongest, and the best guy in the county.
Ladies, please, if you would just let
Abraham Brombones.
Mr. Van Tassel.
How are you, son?
Very well, sir. Is there anything I can do for you?
I see you still have the necklace my daughter made for you when you were children.
I've treasured it since the day she gave it to me. It brings me luck. Perhaps, and with your permission, of course, enough to be her escort at the dance?
Yes. About that. You see, you know, Brom, I've always liked you, and you've always been a good friend to my daughter. You see, word around town is that you're interested, and Katrina is coming of age this year. and-
Brom, look, it's Katrina.
Oh, what a beautiful day to be walking, watching all the colors in the leaves as they're falling. Who wouldn't want it any other way? Happy to be out on my own, such a lovely morning. Hello birds, hello sun, high above me. I wouldn't want it any other way. I can't wait to see what I look like as that Antoinette's first name. Mary, promise I won't lose my head at the dance. Hopefully, or I'll be in trouble with a father who's no fun. He might as well dress as Napoleon. Picking out a dress is the best way to spend a day. It's not a joke or a jest, though it's Monday. A girl couldn't dream it any other way. Oh dear me, I'm going on and on and on about a dress when she needs me to help her out with something more important than accessories. Mother always taught me to be kind to those in need. If I do so, I will bless her memory. Here, take some coins and some more for your little baby. Be it girl, be it boy, pray it's healthy. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Katrina,
Hello, Brom and Carl and Hans and you. You know what this here is, Brom, and if you behave yourself, you just might be my escort for the Halloween dance.
Katrina, where is Mrs. K?
Right here. And she's not going to the dance with any of you or that fiend. She'll be accompanied by someone with a real title, not village blacksmith.
Mrs. K.
Mrs. K, Mr. Van Tassel, I assure you that I will be able to escort Katrina with the grace and dignity she deserves.
Oh, please. Katrina, we must be leaving. You have a singing lesson with the new headmaster, and he is apparently quite famous, or something.
But
I don't care how sweet you think he is. You're giving false hope to the entire lower class. Besides, my dear, word around town is that you're not the only one he has an eye for.
Son, we need to talk.
Balthus and Brom did indeed talk. The old man always liked Brom, but there were realities of the world Brom just didn't understand yet. Meanwhile, that night, the widows of Sleepy Hollow fulfilled their promise to welcome Ichabod to the town, though he was the one doing the entertaining.
So I said, no, madam, I will not lend you another heifer.
Oh, Master Crane, tell us another story, please. What adventures, what excitement!
More, I want more.
Please, someone else go, I beg of you.
I'll say something. Master Crane, in honor of your arrival, I took it upon myself to paint your portrait.
and write you a song, Madeline, shall we?
About me!
We're pleased to grace us with your company, even though you sailed around old Seven Seas.
The honor's mine, your hospitality so refined. But please don't make a fuss over me. Not with a sunset so beautiful to see. Just stare at it, don't move your eyes from it. You'll miss it when it's night.
The whole town had been hearing the rumors about the new headmaster. Brom didn't believe any of it, and decided that more investigation was needed, and as luck would have it, the painting would be a good tool for the job. So Brom sent Carlin to borrow it, and told him to run to Tarrytown and find out what they thought about Ichabod.
I just wanted to tell you how much you mean to me.
I just want to thank you for
Coming to tea.
Master Crane, you like the sun bright and clear.
Out of loneliness, darkness, and strife. You are so wonderful.
I know. Well, it was a pleasure, ladies.
Master, may I introduce Miss Katrina Van Tassel and her lovely chaperone, Mrs. K.
Cheap flattery will get you nowhere, manservant.
Master Crane, it is an honor to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
Miss Van Tassel, it is rumored that your beauty is surpassed only by your singing voice.
Well, I thank you, sir. Especially since you haven't the chance to hear me.
Well, when you have the experience I have, you don't need to hear, my dear. I can see it in your face. It's all, in the cheekbones, you see. Hello, sir, and may I ask, who are you?
Brom Bones, sir. And I presume you're our illustrious new headmaster.
I am indeed, sir, and may I ask what business you have here?
I'm here to escort Miss Van Tassel home after her singing lesson.
You've never shown an interest in singing.
Or anything intellectual, for that matter.
No. This is, no trouble at all. Please, come in. A singing competition. What luck.
I have an idea.
Miss Van Tassel and I were just about to go through, let's see, the Agnus Dei. And, what do you know? We were missing the bass part. I assume you can follow along with the music?
Yes, I believe I can.
To breathe.
On you stay, we tollis peccata mundi. On you stay, we tollis peccata mundi.
Miserere nobis, miserere nobis. Agnus Dei, we tollis peccata mundi. Agnus Dei, Agnus Dei, tollis peccata mundi. Well, Master Bones, you are full of surprises.
As are you, Master Crane.
My life is complete! I can't believe you're finally asking me to the Halloween dance!
What? I told you!
My apologies, Master Crane, but I really must be going.
Katrina, get back here. I'm enjoying this.
Well done, my friend. Still, this Bones character is, more formidable than we, first thought.
Yes, it does. But what if we were to compel Katrina to vie for you?
For me? That's preposterous.
Is it? I have you know that it's a scientific fact that women are competitive with each other. Don't you remember the incident with Mrs. Schiller and Mrs. Olden?
Yes, of course. They nearly broke a hip fighting for my attention at the Tarrytown Christmas social.
Yes.
But how would that work?
Make the women of Sleepy Hollow want you, desire you. Not just one, but all of them. Once word spreads, our little Katrina will be ripe for the picking.
I don't care how upset you are. After today's events, I need some spirits. We're going to the tavern, but we'll be home shortly. And don't tell your father.
I think you've had enough spirits lately.
I've never seen you like this before. You're not jealous, are you?
I didn't mean jealous. He's nothing to worry about. We can always beat him to a pulp.
I think that's what he wants.
So oblige him in the face.
No, he's a complication, and I fear a dangerous one at that. I must deal with him immediately, and prove to Mr. Van Tassel that I am indeed worthy of his daughter. Gentlemen, we're at war.
Yes, you are brilliant, my friend. One would think that you were the brains of this operation.
Just your humble servant. Still, I told several more young women in the town that Brahm was interested in them, but that he needed some persuasion on account of his shyness. He'll be fighting them off for weeks.
Genius! What would I do without you?
Who knows? You may have lost your head by now if I wasn't here to tell you where it is.
A few days had passed, and Ichabod continued with Johann's new plan. At the same time, Johann himself was spreading Ichabod's legend as well. Brom Bones, on the other hand, needed to relieve some stress, so he went to the village tavern.
Oh, so it's the headmaster, eh?
Master Bones, good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you again. And so soon, headmaster.
Yes. Well, you know,
Care to test your strength?
no, an old injury, I'm afraid.
Huh, no doubt suffered during your infamous apprehension of the Tarrytown bandits.
Yes, no doubt.
You know, you've made quite the impression in town for a man who's just arrived from...
Tarrytown, sir, as you correctly stated. Mr. Bones, if I didn't know better...
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Katrina Van Tassel.
Master Crane and Brom Bones, how nice to see such prized members of our village together.
Yes, and already I feel like I've known Mr. Bones for a lifetime. Perhaps even two.
Miss Van Tassel, if I could just...
Master Crane, may I ask for a favor?
Of course, anything.
Mrs. Kay and I require an escort to ensure a safe passage home tonight.
Oh, yes, it would be my pleasure.
Thank you.
Miss Van Tassel, it would be no trouble at all for me to be your escort.
I believe the young lady requested my presence, sir.
Did she?
Yes.
Really?
Yes!
What kind of behavior is this, Brom? Are you all right, Mr. Crane? I think you owe him an apology. Honestly, this is exactly the kind of behavior that Father and Mrs. Kay...
An apology to him? Katrina, you're just being stubborn. You know I didn't...
Never mind, Brom. I thought you were at least a gentleman.
No. Think nothing of it, Master Bones. I'm just not quite as hardy right now due to,
Your injuries suffered from the Tarrytown bandits.
Indeed.
Well, you'll have to tell me all about it.
What just happened? Why is he escorting her home? Why am I here alone? I have to wonder what she sees in him. Maybe it's just a whim, or just a test to see if I will tear him limb from limb. But then she always gets the best of me. It's what was meant to be. I don't know how, but she's always had a hold on me. It's how she looks at me, her scent a flowing sea. I just imagine that someday she will be mine. And though she gives me pain, I wonder why. I wonder why. I guess the truth is very plain to see, although it cannot be. The fact that she will absolutely have a hold on me. Let's just keep this between you and me, not meant for all you see. I've got a reputation to uphold as tough and free. It's just that when I see her blue eyes look at me, I can't imagine that she never will be mine. She makes me talk insane and wonder why. I wonder why. And if the sun will never shine on us, I'll set her free. No worries, you will see, if that's what fate decrees. But if she ever could love me like I do, you see, it would be ecstasy. I wish it just could be.
Sometimes I think you might be on the brink.
Just have another drink.
Or maybe look this way, you might see something. What do you think?
I guess that life will be the same for me.
Boring and not carefree.
I just wish I could not have felt so abandoned. See, it's how she looks at me, her scent a flowing sea. I just imagine that someday she will be mine.
Crane, I wonder why. I wonder why.
Ichabod's plan was working, and more quickly than even he thought. In a mere 2 days, he had managed to win enough favor with Katrina to walk her home.
It was very considerate of you to walk us home.
Well, I thought it was important that you be protected by the bravest man possible.
The last I saw, Brom Bones was still at the tavern.
Mrs. K, protection is about more than sheer size, you see. A keen eye is... Run for your lives! Just an exercise, ladies. One must always be prepared.
Indeed, one should be.
Well, I do apologize for Brom. He didn't hurt you too badly, did he?
No, I just didn't want to embarrass him.
By bleeding on his jacket.
He must mean the bandits. Please, do tell Master Crane.
Miss Van Tassel, I'm certainly not the type of man who boasts. But if you insist, I will recount the painful tale. On a night just like tonight, the stars hovered out of sight. That's when all my troubles had begun. They had flanked me from a hill. That was where time seemed to stand still on its own, and it made me feel all alone. I stood up to hold my ground without uttering a sound, just the moon to guide my shaking hands. In a flash or so it seemed I had found the strength, the heart, the means to do what no one else had ever done. I defeated them with will alone, not with blades of steel to break their bones. I used art to overcome their numbers, speed and guile. I took on all the others. I persevered till I could one day find a maiden fair, just like the one right here, this one right here. When at first I heard the sound of those monsters trying to surround me, I thought I was surely gone. Thoughts of fear ran through my brain, fast as the wind carries the rain. That's when some men rise up to the moment. As they leapt out from the woods, I grabbed anything I could, and I fought them off until they laid still. They were motionless on the ground. I called for help from the town. That's when they saw what happened, and a hero they called me. I defeated them with will alone, not with blades of steel to break their bones. I used art to overcome their numbers, speed and guile. I took on all the others. I persevered so I could one day find a maiden fair, just like the one right here, this one right here.
That was...
It was a very good day for Ichabod. For Brom, the next few days would be especially painful, as his overtures to Katrina fell on deaf ears. No matter what he did, she continually refused to see him, and matters were about to get worse.
What's the matter, Brom?
Nothing. Please, keep your distance.
Are you sure nothing's the matter? You can tell me.
Yes, no, I don't know. Katrina's not talking to me.
Well, if she doesn't know a good thing when she sees it, then maybe she doesn't deserve you.
Abraham Brom
I'm
Bones!
sorry. My apologies.
Brom Bones, I see you've been quite busy with the ladies. I'm delighted that you've taken my advice. I'll go and tell Katrina immediately.
No, Mr. Van Tassel, this is not what it appears.
Nothing to be ashamed of, son. But I didn't come to call on you about young women. Take a look at these. I found them this morning in the middle of, well, never mind.
If you would just let me explain. Wait, these are love notes to Katrina from Crane. How can that be? They just met.
Exactly. Now, I'm not one to interfere in my daughter's affairs, but I'm concerned about this. What do you know about him? Is he a worthy suitor?
I know very little other than I don't trust him. Love notes, this is most unusual, sir. I believe he is a danger to your daughter.
That seems a bit hasty, son. The man is a scholar, after all. Perhaps a bit overanxious. My Katrina. She's a lovely girl. The spitting image of her mother.
Do you think she has feelings for him?
I don't know. But either way, do try to move on, son. It's all for the best.
Katrina, I'm longing to be beside you. It's my destiny. All day long, I will hear you singing sad songs of love's treasure clear in sight of the moon and the stars of this glorious night. I will show you no fear, just might but Katrina. You're wondering how I knew that you had fallen in love with someone who never should be in love with someone like you.
Now, if by chance you couldn't see that she truly means the world to me,
Let me fall deeper than I ever knew I could, in love with her like a shooting star that is burning so brightly it doesn't seem far. I won't hurt her like all the rest, but Katrina,
she's still my Katrina. How I always knew that you had fallen
in love with someone who never should be in love with someone like you.
You try and figure out what you can. I'll make it worth your
Moses,
while.
what are you doing? We were right in the middle of French lessons. And you wandered off.
Mrs. Tucker?
Good to see you, my dear. Now please excuse us, as Mr. Van Tassel and I must take our leave. He has a job to finish. Goodbye, Brom!
Oh, Carl! You were right about him. He was the headmaster at their school. They recognized him by the picture. But they knew him by the name of Thomas Wade.
What else?
He was married. He was married. He was married to an elderly woman. Once she died, he disappeared with her fortune.
It's wealth he wants. He's after Katrina's fortune.
To no avail, Brom tried his best to contact Katrina. Through no fault of his own, his dreams of accompanying her to the dance had all but vanished. Worse yet, he was genuinely suspicious of his rival. For Ichabod, who was clearly winning this contest, an unexpected complication would arise.
Johann, look what she gave me last night.
It's a flower, sir. I suppose you had your usual love notes delivered?
Yes. Yes, the very best ones. You know, I really think she likes me.
Of course she does, Master. They all do.
I mean, with all the men in this town vying for her hand, it must mean something.
Master, you sound suspiciously like a man in love.
No, not at all, my friend. Just excited about our greatest conquest to date. Well, good night, Johann. We still have much to do in Sleepy Hollow.
Yes, we do. Sleep well, sir, and for once, pleasant dreams.
Ichabod Crane in love. Nonsense. The time for that is long gone. But then, is it ever too late? Perhaps there's hope for me yet. Ridiculous. I must get to sleep.
Ichabod did indeed fall asleep, and of all the strange and frightful dreams he had before, this was the strangest of them all.
I'll stand my ground. I'll stand my ground. For my daughter, there is no second best. I'm her protector from the world. I won't be second guessed.
You made that clear, Father, drearily, so clearly that it follows me wherever I may go.
Wherever you may go.
You say no empathetically, not poetically, it's no.
Not always so.
My life is mine to do what I want. I must somehow make this known.
Please stay with me.
I often wonder if I should go.
Please stay with me.
Stay with me, my daughter, please stay with me.
Loyalty.
And your holy father now.
No matter what you please wish, or how it was you, right here is where I'll be. Please stay with me.
Pretty please, let us sing about it. We know you're a healer, that you still, and you'll soon regret it. Loving, loving, he will surely for your baby, for your life. If you wish, he will not forgive you. Master Crane, what a shame the time has come for you. Your past is catching up to you at last. It's over for you now.
What is this sound
All around,
within me?
cannot escape the sound.
Driving right through me.
Driving right through.
Dying without her. I need to be close to her. I feel a peace I've never known, and I will do what I must to become the man I need to be, to never roam, to build a home, and I will free myself from the demons haunting me.
What? This is fear, it's a common lack of kino, what you fear.